In fact, I do have a press release. I thought it might come in today. 182 for 6. It's from the ICC. I do love a good press release, Geoffrey. So hopefully this is the one that we've been waiting for. Let's see. Let's watch Anderson bowl first of all, though. Wheeling round with the pavilion behind him. 4 slips, and Anderson's on his way. Dipping his head. Here he comes now. Bowls to Morris. Oh, he's beaten. What a lovely ball that was. And it's taken by the keeper to end the over. Right, here we go. It's not what I was thinking. This is a statistical, not very good at these, press release. Further to the recent request from the South African government, the ICC has now considered the question of downgrading the status of all statistics, including runs and wickets, from the series played between England and the rest of the world in 1970. The ICC agrees, it's quite interesting, agrees that the series is played against the spirit of the Den Eagles Agreement, and that in the interests of keeping cricket free from political interference, bit of a mouthful, all matches will be removed from first-class records.
That's ridiculous.
David Richardson, chief executive, says clearly this will not prove popular with those cricketers whose records will now be amended, but we're looking at the bigger picture. This is quite serious, isn't it? Let's watch Roland Jones in the sunshine, past the umpire, in he goes, bowls, and that's turned away out towards mid-wicket. A couple here for Elgar. No, in fact, he only gets 1. Peter Hain, who was on the programme recently, the long-time anti-apartheid campaigner, has hailed it as a great day for cricket and humanity. I'm sure the players involved will take it on the chin. For more details, contact us. Well, I was not expecting that.
That's a loaded
Andrew,
tripe.
what are you going to do with that?
Well,
what does that mean?
That's the first time I've heard of that, that's for sure.
They weren't test matches, were they, those games?
Well, yeah, they were played as test matches at the time, but were subsequently ruled not long after that as not being test matches.
Well, they were ruled in as test matches for test match statistics for I don't know how many, couple of 3 years or something.
In goes Roland Jones, and he bowls. That's clipped away off an inside edge. There's runs here, probably 4 of them. Yes, there is, down to the boundary.
Then they were taken out.
Then they were taken out.
That's
So,
right.
And I don't have a problem with that.
yeah.
But then, when Australia played as world champions the rest of the world, and the ICC picked the team for the rest of the world, they included them as test matches because they were getting lots of money from sponsors. Now, it's either all in or all out.
Yeah.
I have no problem with being out because there weren't 2 test teams, you know, 2 nations.
But this is they're taking away first-class status from these.
Crazy.
That's ridiculous.
So what is
ridiculous.
So what happens with that then?
Oh, we'll have to change the database, won't we? But it's, they are ridiculous the way they change these things all the time.
In goes Roland Jones, and that's prodded away into the offside.
Politics, isn't it?
Yeah. How many games were there? I can't remember. Was it
5 in the series.
5.
Yeah.
It's politics to interfere with it, and because they're talking about politics taking them out.
Yeah.
But it's nonsense, isn't it?
Who played? Alan Jones opened the batting.
Alan Jones, of course,
You got a pair.
Did he open with you? You
No,
played?
I didn't play till the 4th test. I played the 4th and 5th.
Right.
And I wasn't.
So they don't
playing
count
very
as
well.
first-class matches anymore.
Well, that's silly, isn't it? First-class umpires, first-class players. Some of the best players in the world were playing. No, that rest of the world side is a fantastic team.
Then goes Roland Jones, and that's pushed away by Morris. And
That's all you do with
run.
me personally, but just to say it's not first class is nonsense, isn't it?
So all those records
Well,
are binned.
it was great players, as Geoffrey's saying. Sobers and Pollock had one particular partnership. You can look at on YouTube.
Fabulous.
Sobers and Pollock batting together. Can you imagine that?
Fabulous.
So those hundreds won't count.
That's ridiculous. It really is. I mean, and there was Eddie Barlow, got 4 wickets and 5 balls. All sorts of things happened in that series.
I mean, they're not first class. I mean, I have no problem with no test matches.
No.
But the other one in Australia versus rest of the world, should not be test matches then. But they kept it because they picked the side.
Here's Roland Jones, and that's driven nicely down to mid-on. And there's no run.
It's an anomaly, isn't it? You know, it's either all in or all out.
Yeah.
You know, but they just pick. I mean,
So to be clear, does that mean that these are now retrospectively scrubbed? So all these stats from those matches now
Will be gone, yeah.
will be gone.
I mean, I
And
suppose.
so it's backdated.
Yeah, we'll have to take them out. I suppose we'll have to see what the Association of Cricket Statisticians and people like that say as well.
well, they should say no. We're not going to.
It'll be another little argument, won't it?
Yeah. But if they're backdated, then
Yep.
everything subsequent to that is also sort of goes down by 1, as it were, or it may be. Here's Roland Jones on off stump. And that's pushed away out to point.
It would do, actually. Geoffrey,
Yeah.
you got 100 in that series, didn't you? There?
The last match here at the Oval, I only played 2 tests, though.
So there'd be a bit of a problem there if that's taken out.
Not
Because-
really.
well,
it wasn't a test match 100 anyhow, because it was a test match, but then it was taken out by the ICC, so it never was a test
Yeah.
match.
But I think I see what Daggers is alluding to here, because your 100 would now become your 99th 100.
Well, isn't it ridiculous?
No,
I mean,
that's completely ridiculous.
Is that right?
You're right to him. He's an idiot for putting that out. I
That's
mean,
clever.
and that is politics alone, because you've got a black government in South Africa asking them, because of politics, to take it out. And cricket should say, hey, they're saying we're not getting involved in politics, and that's what they should be saying, shouldn't they?
This is all.
Not Peter Hain and the South African government.
This is remarkable. 187 for 6. So like Geoffrey's instance then.
Exactly.
So like,
Well, the others, there might be others who've got 100. There's another records that you'll have to.
but yours was at Headingley. It was special. It was.
Of course it was.
You knocked out all those plates, commemorative plates. Here's Roland Jones,
I
at
didn't
Anderson
knock them
bowling
out.
outside the off stump, and there's no.
But they were
All those commemorative
knocked
things.
out, as you said.
I
I mean,
know.
that's how daft it is, isn't it?
But does it matter?
Well-
Well, hang on. Say this is real, then, Andrew. Which one was Geoffrey Boycott's proper, authentic 100th 100?
Well, the one after that,
Where was that?
Timbuktu. That's probably Timbuktu. Nobody knows.
In comes Anderson, running in hard, bowls, that's pushed away into the offside. Oh, we sent back there. Sent back, and Moen comes into field. Well, this is
I'm trying
extraordinary.
to think. That was
Samuel
11th of August,
Hassan.
11th of August, 1977. So famous. And he
That was the
having-
100th.
heading there. That would have been. Wait,
So where did
You're-
Geoffrey
you're-
Boycott really get his 100th 100 then?
your next 100. You're not going to like this.
Oh, yeah, I'm not bothered.
It was,
I just think it's daft.
United Bank Limited on a tour match in Faisalabad on the Pakistan.
Oh,
tour.
yes, I got one in Faisalabad. Yeah, wonderful.
Well, that's your 100th 100. In
Wow.
comes Anderson, bowls outside the off stump, and Elgar lets it go.
Well, a much better place, isn't it, Faisalabad, and to get your 100th 100?
what about all these plates and caps and bats that you've signed? And
I haven't
what are you
signed
going to
them,
do?
you Muppet. But nothing. I just think it's wrong for everybody, that. It's just silly, isn't it? It's politics. It's politics.
No, it's a great day for cricket and humanity. I'm sure the players involved will take it on the chin. That's one of the quotes.
Yeah, well done. See what people say.
Wow. In comes Anderson, bowls, that's pushed down towards mid-off. And hang on, being serious a minute, because what date was Geoffrey's 100th 100?
11th of August,
11th of
77.
August, 77. That's right. Yep.
So that's coming up. We haven't got anything planned for that, have we? We're not doing anything special, are we?
We are, actually.
We'd have to can it.
We're having a do at our house, 180 people. We're raising money for the Yorkshire Air Ambulance.
We're going to cancel it.
We're not cancelling it. It's all sold and done. I'll put it this way. Samuel Hassan and
In comes Anderson, bowls outside the off stump.
will
And
not
there's
get
no
an
split.
invite. That's for sure.
But you can't celebrate your 99th
And
100.
Dave Richardson, the chief executive, I love you, Dave, but you won't be getting one either.
But you can't celebrate your 99th 100.
No, we're celebrating it because it's nonsense. That's it. Just silly. There'll be other people as well.
I know.
After, there's 2 or 3 after me got 100 hundreds, isn't there? I mean, theirs will be. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't go changing history just like that for politics. It's for politics.
Here's Anderson outside the off stump. And there's no stroke from Dean Elgar. Well, because actually you invited me to that dinner.
I did.
But you invited me under false pretences.
But
now.
the way you're carrying on now, you're definitely not getting an invite.
Well, you've already invited me, but it's not.
Well, I'm taking it back.
It's under false pretences.
It wasn't at the time.
I was not expecting that. I mean, that's going to
Well, he
really.
gave you something to talk about.
It's a mess, isn't it?
It's a mess, isn't it? It's an absolute mess. Well said, Andrew.
It's also a complete wind-up, Geoffrey. And after thoughts from you, there's never the end to me.
Is that right? You muppet. You. It's never. Is that wind up? You muppet, Agnew. I'll get you for that. You. Well, you've done me a few times, but that's the biggest one. You. Oh, he's enjoying that at the back. I'm keeping this. Hope my Rachel will be listening to this. She'll be laughing. You've done me easy, haven't you? Like a kipper.
It's not difficult, Geoffrey.
not difficult, he says.
It's a good letterhead, actually. Afternoon,
Get off
Geoffrey.
it. I don't want any more about that.
It's a good letterhead. I think
International Cricket Council, Samuel Hassan.
Broad's getting ready to have a bowl. They're not going to take his record.
Never mind, Broad. I'm still reeling from this.
If you want to
And
take
Andrew,
a moment, if
you're
you want to
part
take a
of
moment
that.
to compose yourself, Geoffrey, that's fine. Broad is in, and Morris plays a nice back drive to extra cover, and there's no run. I haven't actually seen this, Geoffrey.
Not
Oh,
having
come
it.
on, share it, Geoffrey.
You're not having it.